Good evening, YouTube. This is Nate's 365 Organics coming at you once again. How's everybody doing tonight? There's a subject I'd like to touch base on for a minute here, and it's nutrients and lighting for your indoor gardens. I've had a lot of people tell me that you can't grow vegetables inside. It can't be done, especially because of where I live. Anybody who knows Iowa, they know it's really, really cold in the wintertime. Just a lot of negativity about it. But all these plants in my basement, including my lettuce that I just started a couple weeks ago in the dead of winter, are doing exceptionally well. Now, the topic I want to talk about is this grow light that I have purchased. It is a T5 high output horticulture grade grow light from Apollo. When I went on Apollo's website, I checked their reviews. Got a lot of negativity about the light. People complaining that the light was junk and it didn't work. Well, a nice little story about my light is I bought it from Apollo and I got it in the mail about 3 weeks later. And I was upset when I turned it on. For one reason. For the simple fact, when I turned it on, it didn't light up. And I was upset because I just spent a lot of money on a grow light that was supposed to be top notch. A nice view of the lettuce there while we're here. And it didn't light up. So I thought about it for a while, and then I decided I was going to call Apollo and figure out what the hell's wrong with the light, because I thought it was junk. Tried to call him, couldn't get a hold of him. I was a little upset. I was even more upset because my light didn't work and I just spent the money on it. Well, I got the gumption up, and I'm a pretty smart guy, and I took the light apart. And I opened up the case, which by taking out the screws in the center of the shiny metal flashing, which I can't quite show you because the light's on right at the time, but that's a very bright light. Very bright. I mean, if I could compare it to walking outside, when I walk down into my basement, it's like walking outside. It's a very bright light. But I took it apart, and I looked at it, and I seen there was a couple wires disconnected, so I reconnected them. Before I put it back together, I did the smart thing, and I plugged it in even though it says in the instruction manual not to. I did it anyway. Come to find out that the loose wires that weren't connected was the problem. So I sent Apollo an email and told them that I was sorry for calling and being so disgruntled on the phone, because I was very, very upset, as anyone would imagine. And they never called me back, which is okay because I got it fixed. But I went on their website and I wrote them a good review because they're good people. And I hope they're watching this because I'm giving them another good review. I love this grow light. I absolutely love it. Most people that talk about growing indoors, they think that the only lights they can use are metal halide and high pressure sodiums. I disagree a lot. I've had just as good of results, as you can tell, since the last video. It's only been maybe 5-6 days. That lettuce is getting big and it's getting green, and that is some healthy lettuce. And it's all thanks to the two things that help it grow: my light and the air and a little bit of warmth. So I'd like to thank Apollo for the wonderful product that they produced. And if anybody's curious about grow lights and they're unsure and they don't know, If you want to know, ask me. I'll give you my opinion, just like I already did. I paid the money because I'm trying to go into business for myself, and eventually I plan to have my whole basement filled with an enclosed greenhouse along with my whole yard, which is a lot of time and money and effort. And you know, people have been asking me, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And I tell them, I enjoy gardening. It's peaceful. It's relaxing. I mean, look at all these beautiful vegetables I get to eat here in a couple weeks. I can't complain. It's either I eat them or I sell them. Which, where I come from, we're known for our corn. We're not known for anything else. It's one of them things that if you live in any sort of an agricultural environment, Iowa, we got all sorts of stuff going on in the summertime. It's corn, soybeans. That's our big winter. Well, what I'm trying to do is change the face of agriculture for Iowa and maybe help enlighten some of the local farmers on a new idea of growing crops and saving space and using less water. As you can see, I do have dirt. I garden in dirt just as well. Doesn't matter to me. I prefer the hydroponics because it works really well. And these are just simple hydroponic buckets. Not fancy, not high tech. They didn't cost me $1 million. And they're filled with some nutrients. And that's what I wanted to talk about next. But if anybody does have questions, send me a comment. Let me know what your questions are about lights, and I'll do my best to answer them, even if I got to hit up the distributors to find the answers. Next, I want to talk about nutrients that I use in my hydroponic setup. The first nutrient I've used, which I'm pretty sure everybody uses, is the Flora series by General Hydroponics. Oop, knocked down my mixing cup. I got the Flora Grow, the Flora Micro, and the Flora Bloom. Now, everybody I've talked to about hydroponics and everybody I've emailed about hydroponics say that the Flora series is the best hydroponic nutrient on the market. I beg to differ. And while I'm talking about nutrients, I'd love to give a shout out to MHP Gardner. Very, very smart man. I learned some stuff from him. Learned a little bit about the math of hydroponics that I didn't know before. And another guy that I would like to give a shout out to is John Kohler at growingyourgreens.com. If you get a chance, check him out. He's smart. He's got all sorts of good ideas and techniques to grow vegetables. I'm not using any of his techniques thus far, other than using agricultural grade seed starter mix and potting soil at this point in time. But back to the nutrients. They work okay. I can't say they're bad. I can't say, I mean, my lettuce is doing pretty good, but something I want to point out that I've learned personally. This bucket right here, there is no Flora Grow in that bucket. That lettuce has never had Flora Grow in it, not once. Now this bucket here, that's had Flora Grow in it. I got me a little tomato plant in there. He's doing okay. I'm struggling a little bit with the pH. It's kind of fluctuating tremendously. This bucket over here has Flora Grow in it with a small lettuce. As you can see, it's kind of puny looking, but it hasn't been in the hydroponics as long as these guys. They say that using Flora Grow, and this bucket has Flora Grow in it also, and these guys have been in quite a while, and they're not doing nearly as well as these guys that I'm not using the Flora Grow on. I like Flora Grow. I like the Flora series. What I don't like is the very unstable pH levels that I've been having with it. I don't know if it's because I have so little amount of water in my hydroponic buckets, Or maybe it's just that volatile a nutrient that it makes your water fluctuate like crazy, because every day I come down here twice a day and it'll vary from, I can balance the pH and get it right where I want it, and the next thing I know, a couple hours later, and I'm talking 4 hours max, I come down and it's either bottomed out or it's skyrocketed. That's kind of unstable. It's very unstable. I mixed everything correctly. I'm going to use it until it's gone, then I'm going to find something else. And I got a couple ideas. I'm going to try some Master Blend 18838 that MHP Gardner was talking about. And another nutrient I use, which, like I said, this bucket here and that bucket there don't have any Flora Grow in them, because I'm trying different things, because as you all know, I am starting a business. This is my business, so it's my business to know, it's my business to care, and it's also my business to help you guys if you need it, for anybody who's interested in gardening. The other nutrient I use, which most people would probably say this is a bad idea, I agree and I disagree at the same time. It is Nutri-Grow. I don't know if you can see that. Nutri-Grow All-Purpose Plant Food 20-20-20. And that's what's in those two buckets that don't have the Flora series in it. And I asked a couple people online, and I asked at the garden center, and they've all recommended don't use that in your hydroponic buckets. Well, I'd have to say they're wrong. Because it works, and it works well. Still not quite the result I want because of the growth rate, but as you can tell, those two buckets with the Nutri-Grow are doing exceptionally well, and they're actually beating out the Flora Grow series. So I'd like to let the people at the Flora series know I appreciate their nutrient, but maybe they need to step it up, because they're being beat by a all-purpose fertilizer that's rated 20-20-20 for hydroponics. And it's not even a hydroponic nutrient, it's just a powder base in a bucket, blue powder, and I mix it just like they say to in the instructions. It's 1 scoop per gallon of water. Those are 1 gallon buckets. And another thing I've noticed with this is my pH doesn't fluctuate nearly as much. I have to say Nutri-Grow is a pretty good nutrient. It works very well. My lettuce is healthy. It's really, really healthy. And I'm thinking I might even take my tomato plant that I've transplanted and move it out of the lettuce bucket and put it in some of the Nutri-Grow and see how it does. Or maybe I'll wait till I get my Master Blend. I don't know. But as far as nutrients go, I haven't tried all of them. Not a professional, but if you guys have questions or comments, or if you live in Iowa and you want to learn how to set up a grow room in your basement to grow vegetables, cool, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Charge you a little bit just to help you get it set up or whatever for my time. But other than that, I wouldn't mind helping you out. All you gotta do is you can either go to my Facebook page and look up my phone number and send me a message on Facebook, or call me, or even text me. But for you YouTubers out there, my cell phone number is on my Facebook page. If you go to Google and you search in Nate's 365 Organics, you will find me. I am there. And like I said, if you need help with your hydroponics or you're having problems, if you can't find another fellow YouTuber out there to help you out, I'd be more than happy to help you. Give me a ring. You could look me up on Facebook, or you can leave a comment in the box on my YouTube, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But for tonight, I'm signing off. This is Nate's 365, straight from Iowa, coming at you. Wish y'all a happy night.